Oh my mind. You know, everybody goes through a storm sometimes.
God is. And Rainier Avenue Radio.world have a new address. We're now located at 4916 Rainier Avenue South in Columbia City, 98118. God is still loving on your community, being a blessing and meeting the needs of the people. Don't miss any of our amazing shows. Your favorite community radio station. Tune in and come on down and get some free food and let us continue to love on you. Don't forget to tune in. See you soon for free food and free entertainment with God is and Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
The beat of the Fox with nastiness is back on K-Fox Night Beat.
Yo, what's the deal? It's the legendary Hall of Fame DJ Mixmaster Ice. UTFO.
What's up? Who you thought this is? This is Sir Mix-a-Lot.
And this is Terry Lewis.
And I'm Grand Mixer GMS.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Third Degree.
This is JJ Hudson from the High Children family.
Sunday nights from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's K-Fox Night Beat with DJ Nastiness.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing back the memories.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music.
Bringing Seattle's hottest music. Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
That's right. Noise.
Peace.
Love food? Here are some storage tips to keep it fresh longer. Store cut fruits and vegetables in the fridge. Place in reusable containers. Keep bread in the freezer for longer storage. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money, save food, save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.
What's up, everyone? Can you guys hear me? Am I loud enough? Is my mic on?
Yep.
Welcome everybody to Theo. It is your host, Queen Bri and Christina Chambers, up in his house or studio. Hey, Christina, how's it going?
Good. How's it
you
going?
look nice, Doug.
I know it's cold. It's nasty out.
Yeah, it is. I like that scarf.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm doing good. I know I seem a little hyped up. It could be from that herbal tea I had, but I'm just.
Oh, share. What is it?
It was just a basic herbal turmeric tea. Oh, and I drank water. I drank water. And I notice when I drink water, even though I'm tired because my sleep is off, I need to work on that. When I drink water, I just feel so much better.
Your skin looks really nice.
Thank you. And I don't have on any makeup.
Yeah, you look really natural and like you're glowing.
I do have on mascara and lip gloss. And
well, yeah, but your skin, it doesn't look like you have makeup on. It looks really nice.
Yeah. Thank you. And I contribute that to Mary Kay. Okay, I do wash my skin with Mary Kay, but I do drink.
For a minute, I thought you were talking about another herb. I was like, huh?
No. But you know what? I use Mary Kay and I noticed that my skin was doing something different, but I haven't changed my Mary Kay regimen. So I'm wondering if it's because not only do I wash I haven't really been consistent with my Mary Kay regimen like I used to back in the day. But I'm wondering if it's too, I'm drinking more water. I'm drinking more water. But also I took January and I took time to relax.
Yeah, you said that. Go inside after the hustle and bustle and not feeling the pressure to jump into New Year's resolutions. Carpe diem.
And it's so
you
funny.
kind of slowed it down. So it's been a combination of things. you're
Yeah,
saying?
it's been, I feel like it's been a combination of things, and people are like, you look good. You losing weight, and are you doing anything?" And I'm like, "Thank you, because I needed that because y'all, okay, truth
Mm.
moment here, and we're gonna get into this in the show. There is these new type of Oreos out called peanut butter pie.
Mhm.
And if you guys knew the amount of those dang cookies that I went through this past week, you would be ashamed of me and wondering, where do I work and how did I even eat that many cookies? Right? And so people are like, "You're losing weight." And I'm like, I'm literally like, this one of my friends sells this, like, she doesn't sell Mary Kay, but she sells like beauty stuff, facial stuff, and then she also sells like gut health stuff. And I haven't even
Mm.
been taking her stuff consistently for it to be even affecting my body, right? If that makes sense. So I don't know if it's a combination of that either. So it's like, it's all these things that I'm doing. Yeah. Oh my Daniel. Go.
You send her into another spiral.
No, because listen, this is where my downfall is, the sweets. I ate so many now, I think I should be good to go for a while. But you guys, those cookies,
I haven't
listen,
seen those.
I'm ashamed of myself how many of those cookies I ate. And not only that, we're getting to this. Let me say some announcements real quick. But those
Okay.
cookies, y'all, Oreos did they thing with that. And I may need to stack up before it just be one of those limited edition type stuff. Anyways, that was my
Mhm.
speaking out to me. We're going to get into that in the show. But before that, let me say some announcements really quick. Um, you guys, the Call to Conscious Museum is currently open right now at Rainier Avenue Radio from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Let me just sit in this moment that I went to the opening of the Call to Conscience, and it's beautiful. It is like history in Washington State, and all over the world as well. So like the the Seattle Black Panther Party is there, and learning about the Black Panther Party, there was real life bullets there. The Black Heritage Society, Rainier Black movie posters. I got to learn how to read quilts. Did you know it's Black History Month? Oh my God. Happy Black History Month, everybody. Did you know that you can read quilt and they used that during slavery? I didn't know
Mm.
that.
I
You
did.
didn't? You
I
didn't?
did know that. My grandma is from Wilcox County, Alabama, where the Gee's Bend quilt makers are from. And
Mhm.
I was excited to see this organization here. So
Yeah.
I definitely want to come check that out. Exactly
Please
what you're
check that.
talking about.
He has some of the oldest quilts. He goes on tour. I think one of the quilts that he has that's like in this encasing was one of the like they're from one that one I think is from slavery. Like
Uh,
for passed down from generation. He has a quilt that his grandmother quilted him when he went off to college. And
oh,
it was such a beautiful experience for him because he had this quilt, he lost it. I'll let him tell his story. But the beautiful experience I got to experience with him was he didn't realize that his grandmother stitched "I heart you" on it.
oh,
And just to be a part of that experience, that moment with him during Black History Month was like amazing. So it was, you guys go check out the Call to Conscience. It's open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. You
like
have it's
every day?
every day until the 29th. So you have an extra day this year to get in and see it. You guys have to go experience. I mean, I love to experience it because Coriel was in there and he's like, hey, because then they have baseball there too. So the history of baseball.
Mm.
And Coriel was like, hey, that baseball player is Black like me, and I'm a baseball player.
Mhm.
And so it was just this beautiful experience. There's books there, books there for purchase. It's just a beautiful experience. So you guys, please go check it out. Total Experience Gospel Choir will be performing at Columbia City Theaters this Saturday at 6 p.m. This is one of our historical choirs in Seattle, in Washington State as well. So February 10th, 6 p.m. at Columbia City Theater, they'll be in the house performing. Nasty Mix Records will hold a reunion February 16th at 6 p.m. at Columbia City Theater. They also have an exhibit up at the Call to Conscience. It's just a beautiful experience. And this is what I love about Rainier Avenue Radio is they are community centered and focused and talk about things that we may knew or may not have known in our community. So it's not just Black history, it's Black history also in our community as well. And then also Rainier Avenue Radio will be broadcasting the Metro League Girls and Boys Championship this Friday, with girls starting at 6 p.m. and boys at 8 p.m. So you guys, please, if you guys can't make it to the games to support, you can listen here on Rainier Avenue Radio live. So please, the teams are on the screen. I didn't see Franklin on there, but whatever. Go Garfield, I guess. Oh yeah. Support our kids and support Rainier Avenue Radio by tuning in and listening and visiting the Call to Conscience. I love it. Like, it was a really beautiful experience to experience. So Call to Conscience. So back to these cookies. Now, I had a very beautiful, shameful experience this past week. And I was eating those cookies, which is hilarious, while I was watching this Netflix documentary on You Are What You Eat.
Based on the book? Wait.
I don't know if it's the twin experience.
I'm thinking about something.
On Netflix, I feel like there is a book though, right? So Netflix has this this documentary, You Are What You Eat, the twin experience. And it talked about how food impacts your life. You guys have to check it out. It's like 4 episodes.
With the black guy twins. There's 2 young black guys with clean cut. Okay, I think I've seen some of this.
They didn't have clean cut. They had braids.
Okay.
So it's 2 black twins, 2 Asian twins, 2 white twins, 2 African twins. Yes. And so it talks. This documentary talking about You Are What You Eat, and it talks about how food impacts your life. And so they had these twins, and they thought it would be a good experiment to do it with twins because they have some of the same genetic make.
Right.
And so they had these twins. They did 21. They did like this experiment with 21 sets of twins, but they only highlighted, I think 5 sets of twins. Did I say 5? Black, Asian, white, African. I think it was 4. I may be missing a set of twins. Can't remember. But it's something you guys should check out. And it's something I want to talk about over the course of the next couple of weeks. I don't know how long it's going to take, but this is something.
And they made one of them vegan. One of them had to be on a very healthy diet.
Yeah. Well, no, they both were healthy diets, but just one was vegan and one was meat. So how does meat impact our lives? So it talks about like how food impacts you, your energy levels, your weight, your mental, all of that. So during this experiment for 8 weeks, they had to eat a specific diet. So for the first few weeks, they provided them with milk that was already prepped. The last few weeks, then they had to cook their own meals. Then they had to exercise. So then it was just this whole component of like what they ate. So they did this whole thing. They took blood. Listen.
All their vitals.
I'm not getting paid for this. This is not sponsored. And it makes me not want to talk about it because we need to get them sponsored the way I'm hyping this up. Because, because what they did, and I think something that we could talk about, one is making sure you get your physicals, know your numbers, and not just your BMI numbers, because even they talk about that's like a standard. It's not like an impactful number, but it's a good number to start. But like they did test, they tested like their health, like their physical health.
Speaking of physicals, Miles just had a physical, right? Mm-hmm. They don't, he's getting older and stuff, but they don't test their urine and blood. You have to ask. It's not
Yeah.
like routine. And I don't
So
know if people do that or know that, but I was like, "Oh, well, can we test his urine and, blood just in case?"
and that's
And
something we
he
need
was
to
like,
talk
"Sure."
about too, 'cause we need to do that. Like, they don't do what I feel like they
But he
should
was
be doing.
pushing that flu and COVID shot.
That's it. Like, is my kid dying? Does my kid have any like those things? So thank you for saying that because you do have to request that. So when
And
you
he
want to get a
immediately said, "Oh, yes, well, it would be good to screen for pre-diabetes because that is so common. That is the new epidemic,
yeah,
pre-diabetes."
I'm so happy we're having this conversation because those like get your physical. Know that you have to ask to get screened for diabetes. You have to ask to get for women. You have to ask to get well once a year you get your oh my god what is it called?
Pap
PAP.
mammogram?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, PAP mammogram. Just ask for those things and ask does your physical entail those. Also, some of your insurance you can talk to a nutritionist and help you. So once you know your numbers, you can work with a nutritionist for a few weeks. Check and see if your insurance
oh, I'm
covers
glad you
that.
brought that up. I'm gonna, bring that up to Phoenix.
Yeah, check and see if your insurance because I know my insurance did. So I was able to talk with a nutritionist for a few weeks about healthy ways of eating because there's so many things about how food impacts your life. And when people think, "Oh, I'm overweight, I got to stop eating or I got to slow down on eating." No, you have to eat more, but you have to eat more of the right things. Because when you eat less, then your body stores up that fat and starts feeding off your body. So, I think that this is a topic that we need to cover over the next couple of weeks about you are what you eat.
Mm.
Those cookies were so good, y'all, but I gotta cut them out.
Who
But just
picked
because
them
I
out? Who brought them home?
so okay, so Julian is a heavy peanut butter guy. And so one time
I
they
love
had
peanut
peanut
butter
butter.
too.
Yeah,
I
he
always have
eats like
some peanut
peanut
butter in
butter.
my purse.
Yeah, he has to check it out. And so at one point, he had brought peanut butter Oreos. And so, and I was like, I don't want to try those. Ugh, no. But I tried them, they were actually good. Right. But then they stopped selling them and the kids wanted to try them. So I thought that what I was getting was those, but what I was getting was chocolate pie. And I was like, I don't remember these cookies being this good. So there is peanut butter Oreo cookies, but then there's chocolate pie Oreo cookies.
Okay.
So I brought the chocolate pie in the house. I am the culprit because I thought it was the peanut butter cookies and the kids wanted to try it. So I was going to let them try it because Julian is also that old school parent. What he buys for him is for him, and no, you cannot touch it. So I wanted
Mhm.
to bring, I wanted the kids to have their own. So yeah, so I brought those in the house and even that, like I don't have to like eliminate them from my life. We should. I don't have to. Everything in moderation, right?
Right. Not what you
Because
did.
not
Not
yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah. So the experiment what you are what you eat is just so like
So you
my,
did that for us. You you took that you did that for us so you could
I
share
did
that
that
experience. We
yeah,
appreciate you, Bri.
it was so good. Like those cookies were so good. Gosh. And I don't and let me tell you, I don't even eat Oreos like I ate those cookies. Those are my new favorite Oreos. If they keep those in stock, y'all may have
What
to
the
come
hell
and
is in them?
it crack because I'm like, what is in these cookies?
They got you raving. Like, really, what is in
I started
them?
to send out a PSA, don't eat these. There's crack in here because like what is happening? But thankfully, but this is how God's like, even when you're doing bad things for yourself, this is how good God is. Because as I was sitting there eating these dang cookies, oops, sorry, y'all. I was watching You Are What You Eat.
Yeah, like, how dare you?
How dare me, but I was still eating them. But
Well,
also,
you're doing a little experiment on yourself, I guess.
yeah, but I also was like,
That was
I
dangerous.
gotta choose what I eat. So the experiment was good. If you're just tuning in, you're tuning into Clean Greens Living Live, broadcasting here on Rainier Avenue Radio with your host Queen Bri and Brain of the Garden. And I'm about to be brain of your tummy in a minute. And Christina Chambers, who is also, what do we say, the garden expert and the bee expert. Okay, don't sleep on my sis. She be bringing it too. She just don't be
And
hyping herself up like I do. So
and the worm been in the bedroom in the
yep,
winter.
the worm. She's the bug lady. She is all
Speaking of
farmer
experimenting,
Jane. Okay, because she will see a rabbit in the garden and she will take care. Like, girl, this is your girl. Okay.
rescued it.
I feel like we're a good duo. Like you do the bugs and stuff, and I got you on everything else. Okay. But so the experiment was good, and it talked about how food impacts your body, and it talked about how, so there was a vegan diet and then there was a meat diet. And some of the mistakes that people were making and that we make when we talk about food and how it impacts our diet is some of them didn't eat as much as they should have been eating. And so then your body starts feeding off of that, and that impacts and affects other parts of your body that we'll get more into, because I want to come with the numbers. I want to come with the facts. So we'll be back with that. But so it made me want to come in the show and talk about how do we talk about like food elimination and like we are what we eat. How do we change our unhealthy habits? And if we do have healthy habits, how can you share? So if you're listening and you have healthy habits, share with us, what do you do? What are some of the things that you do when you're eating? Which one is best for lowering cholesterol? When I watched the experiment, it seems like the vegan diet was best for lowering cholesterol. And if you can't go full vegan, one of the things that they talk, it didn't just talk about food. It talks about how we in America consume so much meat. And the fact that we consume so much meat, they have to do mass production of that. And even in how our meat affects our body. So even if you can't go full vegan, eating less meat can also help lower your cholesterol. So at the end of the study, of course, vegan was the better way to go. So like they did all kinds of studies. They did studies on cholesterol. They even did studies on arousal. Sorry for the church people who don't like talking about sex. Plug your ears.
How your diet affects libido or something?
Your libido. Yes. And just so you know, a vegan diet, their libido spiked up.
Okay.
And if you could not, you need to know this, okay? But they did all, and it was so invasive, but it was a good study because like they had to watch porn in order to test it. So they tested the heat around like how, so yeah, so it's just this whole, it was like a holistic whole experiment. They had nutritionists, you had to work out. And then even some of the mistakes that we make in life, they touched on that, like working out. So they gave them a specific workout regimen, but because some of the people didn't feel like they were doing enough, they did other workouts which counteracted what they were doing. So
follow directions.
Yeah, you guys got to watch the show because it really talked about like the healthy fats to have and the healthy fats to lose.
Omegas.
And then it talked about the fat around your stomach and how like when you eat too much and you eat too much of the wrong things, especially cutting down cutting down saturated fats also helps with cholesterol. So a lot of saturated fats, you guys we'll talk more about it later because
okay.
You really
so like saturated fats come from animals, right?
And then the fact that we consume so much meat, and it talked about like maybe lowering how much meat we eat each week. And then it shows you how the meats are, it shows you some of the living conditions that our meats are living in and how they're fast tracking things. And that affects our body too. So, with Clean Greens, when we grow our produce, we don't use toxins because toxins affects the greens. It goes into the greens and then the greens goes into our bodies, right? and then also like our soil health, like when I was talking about growing your food, soil health is also important. So all of these things ties in into what we're eating. So we are what we eat. So I was an Oreo. I look, and I was so corny. I was like, when they said that, I was like, I'm an Oreo. A chocolate peanut butter pie Oreo. But you are what you eat. And so it just made you, it's like more conscious of what you're eating. But if you're anything like Annette, you have to start baby steps, because Annette loves her meat and Annette loves her chicken. Annette, I remember one time Annette asked me to help her go and start eating healthy. And I made I just made beans and I just was putting vegetables in it. It was no rhyme or rhythm to it. I just had some beans, put some carrots, put some like Annette had a fit. She had a hallelujah fit. And she said, I didn't know how to eat healthy. There was no meat and it was brown rice. And so we have to start baby steps for people like Annette.
Yeah.
So we're coming close to the time to end, and we are going to continue this subject. So please stay tuned. But baby steps, baby steps. Watch what you eat. Grace. So your plates, and we'll talk more about this. So baby steps start this week from Tuesday on. Don't try to take meat out of your plates for just maybe one day a week. Starting there. And when you do, make sure you have protein, make sure you have a carb, and make sure what was the other one, Christina? Protein, carb, and then vegetables. Yeah. So your vegetables should take up half your plate. Your protein should take up I think it's a palm. And then
is the card still accurate?
Your protein so.
Should be
okay. Yeah. So but make sure your vegetable is half your plate. Then you got your protein and then your carbs. And we'll talk more about that next week. But you are what you eat.
That sounds like a good plate.
Water. Huh?
That sounds like a good plate.
Yeah. And check out You Are What You Eat, the Twin Experiment. Drink more water. When you wake up, drink 2 cups of water and try to drink. I don't know if you can see this. It tells me what times to drink. So drinking 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m. Drinking water every day also helps. Eat more small meals. Eating more helps stimulate your metabolism. So start there. And we're going to talk more about like how we can start slowly changing what we eat. Because not all of us has this experiment where we have people helping us. So we are going to build a community where we help each other start changing what we eat. One of the things I've did, my skin is skinning. And literally all I did was like step back and go inward. Step back and go inward. Drinking more water and praying. If you're not a prayer, meditate. Reading scripture. This is my God-given literally skin. I'm not doing anything but taking baby steps to change myself holistically. So I'll also share that journey with you guys as well, because people are interested. Like when people said I was losing weight, I was like, if you knew how many packs of cookies I ate this past week, I'm like,
Grace.
Grace. No more peanut butter pie cookies for I am now today trying to do a fast, not to eliminate that because that's just not realistic, but just to reset. A fast also resets. We'll talk more about that next week. That is time. Thank you for joining. See you later.